let Spirit take the wheel. We ended up at Garden of the Gods, staring at an amazing view. If you watched my channel back in October when I was in Austin, I kept saying how I felt like I was in Colorado, different things in Colorado's name and different people's name. People have been manifesting me here for a while, Spirit has been saying. So it wasn't a surprise that I ended up here, even though it's in the winter. Ah, what a feeling. So I love Colorado. It's very beautiful. Today I want to talk about dis-ease. I woke up this morning, Spirit's in my head. So many people in dis-ease and trapped in their thoughts and in their anger and their behaviors. And you know, I hear patients younger than me tell me, you know, they have all this anger inside and they won't let it go. And they say they can't and they won't let it go. And in their minds, if they forget, then they'll repeat the behavior. They're doomed to repeat the past behavior or fall for it again or whatnot. And here's the thing, and Spirit was trying to teach me along the way, is you can forget your past. If you do the work, you're not doomed to repeat it. If you go inside and work on, if you go in to get out, if you go in to work on all your past traumas and everything that, all the years that you refused to deal with, and the guy that couldn't cry, and you use avoidant behaviors, you know, porn, excess video gaming, you know, excess sex partners, excess drugs, drinking, two birds flying. You use all of that to distract yourself from going in, meditating, and doing the work, because it's hard to feel that, to release it. But here's the thing, you are killing yourself by hanging on to all that anger. Everything, all the bullying you've done, and you know who I'm talking to, you know who this is for. The bullying you've done over the years, the fuckery you've done over the years, the people you mistreated, the people you've cheated on, the people you've stolen from at 311. You know, everything that you have done in your past that you're holding on to, all that guilt, you know. The longer you hold on to that, the more it's going to kill you inside. And if you don't go in and learn that those were all lessons, and at the level of thinking, you know, my ex used to say, he used to get so angry and act out and then not know why he did the things that he did. And I believed him, you know, signals. I believed him, because forgive them, Lord, for at the level of thinking that they're at, they know not what they do. People weren't here a minute ago, and now I have so many people around me. So I'm just going to continue talking, and we'll just go with it. Anyhow, so when you're in that anger state, here's several different things. One, you could be an empath, and it could be the people or environment that you're in that you're picking up on. So you have to learn those different things. Two, it's because your higher self, your God self, your source, everything already knows what you want for yourself, and it's tired of you not listening. It's tired of being ignored, which is what dis-ease is in the body. The body is always talking to you. It talks to us, you know, whenever we eat something that our mouth likes but the body doesn't. It talks to us whenever we're doing things or we're in an environment around people that maybe we shouldn't be. You get rashes, you get tense, You know, you get anxiety, you get anger, you know, because you're making things difficult. You're in a place or with people that are not right for you ever, or maybe not yet, you know, because they haven't done the work. So you have to go in to do the work in order to figure all this out, to figure out which part of it is you. And then you have to forgive yourself for all the crap you did. Were you a horrible, did you cheat on people? Yep, you were an asshole. You know, did you steal from people? Yep, you were an asshole. You know, but here's the thing. You woke up today with a chance to be somebody different. And tomorrow, pray that you'll wake up again with another chance to be somebody different. But you can't continue to do all that fuckery and forgive yourself and then continue to do fuckery. It doesn't work that way. You have to learn the lesson. Go inside, do the work, the shadow work. And no, it's not the only reason why you're diseased, but it gets you closer to the Christ consciousness. So that way, Spirit can help guide you to the other stuff. That's what we had to do. You know, it all has to start somewhere. You didn't get fucked up overnight. You know, it took years to get you there, you know, especially when you were younger. So it's not going to happen to get fixed overnight. But you got to start somewhere. And if nutrition is hard for you, if the food is hard for you to start with the inner stuff. Find your guides that can help. And what I learned is I end up helping people with what kind of spirit, what was that? I think I wrote it down earlier. The open awareness meditation. And it's because of who I am, the people that talk to me about their stories and stuff, that feel comfort, you know, the people that cry, you know, to get things out. I've had guys that, you know, their friends had killed themselves that cried to me and to help get that out. Another guy that accidentally killed somebody. And I have so many stories, you know, inside. And people are able to work these things out and let go of the guilt, because in the end, guilt's what keeps you in hell. It's your own guilt, your own perception, your own thinking that over and over and over again. You've got to learn to deal with what you did and accept that you were in a lower vibration, a lower level of thinking, and think about the stuff that got you to there. You know, the parents that abused you, the people around you that abused you, the thinking that they infused into you over the years. You know, we didn't get screwed up by accident. People put us there. So that's why you got to forgive yourself. That's why I forgave my exes. That's why I forgave my parents. That's why I forgave my brother for all the abuse, because they know not what they did at the level of thinking that, and it made me who I was. I had to get there as well. I got two birds above me again. So we all have to find our path to get there. And tears are good. Tears are cleansing. Mine is because I can feel so much around me, and it's a little cold because I got the window down, and there's so much energies around, and so whenever I've got this much energy flowing, the tears flow as well, because I feel so much, and I want so much to help everybody. Not at my expense anymore, because we've learned that lesson, but that's why we do these videos, to help you learn that there's a way to heal. I don't look like everything that I've been through, but I can promise you I went through hell in my life. I remember Daddy always saying some of the things he still can't believe that I went through and still standing, you know, all the kids that I raised and the abuse and just everything, you know, but I was never alone, and neither are you. But I didn't know that at the time. Not when I was going through it. But I learned that I was always okay. And it was my own stubbornness that kept me in the places that I wasn't okay. If I had gotten out sooner, it would have obviously been easier because I would have learned my lesson, right? A lot sooner and gotten out. That the longer you stay in your lessons, the longer it takes for you to get through and learn. I've got so much energy going through me. I can feel it in my system. I've been wanting to get this message out for a while. Another thing is mental health needs more grounding. So for mental health stuff, the things in the mind, you know, sometimes if you're doing mind altering like ketamine and LSD and stuff like that, and you get too many downloads and stuff at one time, you're not integrating that stuff. And if you're not grounded, it can rip your mind apart, you know, and you can't get your, like right now, my mind's all buzzy, right? I think that's kind of Spirit's thing. It makes you not being able to process things. That is all these downloads. You're getting all these downloads. You're connected so much to the universe, and you can hear and feel so much around you, but it's not being integrated. It's not being grounded into the body, and so it's driving you crazy, right? You have to ground. You have to meditate. You have to get outside, get your feet on the ground. You have to release that energy, because and a lot of people don't understand that. I know my son was one of the ones that he had trouble understanding all the thoughts in his brain, and of course his family was telling him he was schizophrenic and stuff. Please don't do that. Don't tell your family that. Please don't, because you don't understand what mental illness really is, and a lot of it is a spiritual thing. We've been lied to for a long time. So understand that you don't know what you know until you know. I learn something new every day. I find that I don't know anything until I know it. How do you know what you don't know until you know it? So things are changing. Know that there's other ways. Stop listening to everything outside of you, people that don't understand, and start going inside and finding the guides that are at higher levels that you, or at your level, to help you talk these things through. I hope this helps. Spirit, is there anything else? If you're in denial of things, it's because the brain blocks off things that hurt. You know, if you're in denial that you're drinking too much, it's because your brain blocks off things that hurt. You're not dealing with things inside. 39's been going through here a lot. I see that number a lot. 77's been coming through a lot today. 111. 808, because I was at Voodoo. 808, and there was a magic shop across the street from the Voodoo restaurant. It was interesting. So if you screwed up, acknowledge the amount of guilt from that could be so overwhelming to what it could cripple you. That's why narcissistic tendencies come in, because you can't deal with things. My ex, I used to tell him when he was being a bully, an ass to the kids, I used to say, you know, they're going to hate you for this one day. You know, he couldn't see it. He didn't see what he was doing, because at the level of thinking that you're at, you can't see certain things. You can only see, they only see themselves, and can't see, you know, everything's got to be centered around them, because they haven't learned to deal with the things inside. You've got to learn to meditate. You've got to learn to go inside, and sometimes that is extremely scary for people. Spiritual awakenings are not easy. I think that's why they call them midlife crises. 33. It's not a path for the faint of heart, but it's definitely worth it. So I feel like I'm rambling at this point. I'm staring at these beautiful mountains with the snow all over them, and there's so many cars with 81 and 18. I've been seeing mirrored numbers, 39, 93, 81, 18. I just don't ever, I don't say them all the time because there's a lot. 717. It's the higher you go, the more spirit talks and keeps you on alignment to help you know that this is an illusion and to help you keep on the right track. Stay in your lane, slow and steady wins the race kinds of things. All right. Stop with your avoidant behavior, please. Go inside, do some work, reach out to your guides to help. You know, sometimes talking to the right people will help advance you. Some of the people I met, that's how we advance. You know, sometimes just that one conversation is enough. 101 to keep you leveling up. I love you guys. I hope this helps whoever it's needed to. Have a good day.